Hi, this is Winslow.
This is Crimson.
And if you like what we're doing,
hit that like button.
and if you want to hear more,
Subscribe.
Within your dreams, there are many keys. One of them could open the doorway to nightmare. Come in. Welcome. I'm your host, Through the Doorway to Nightmare. The baseball player Chili Davis once said, "Growing old is mandatory. Growing up is optional." I like that quote, for I have seen too many people who have forgotten the wonderful world of imagination. Playing and losing yourself in a fantasy world has become almost taboo in today's world.
Mr. Shepherd, you have 30 days to vacate the property.
But I've been here for over 60 years. My father was here before me. I learned the craft of making toys from him.
I'm sorry, Mr. Shepherd, there's absolutely nothing I can do.
Where am I to go? What about the toys? What about the children?
It's not my concern. The city council decided that this property will be demolished in 30 days, whether you are in it or not.
Our mystery drama, The Toymaker, was written especially for Doorway to Nightmare by Winslow Swan and edited by Crimson McKenzie. Our stars include Dave Arkipov, Jonathan Rossignol, William Stafford, Mick Davis, and Annie Mick. It is sponsored in part by Swanage Press. I'll be back shortly with Act 1. Do you remember going to a department store? You would wait patiently while your parents shopped for, well, whatever it is that grown-ups need or want. Eventually, you would find yourself surrounded by toys. Ah, the wonderful world of toys. Now, if you will join me and just look across the square of this small town, you will see a rather old man. His name is Joshua Shepherd, and he is a toy maker. Oh, he is a little slower now. His eyes do not work as well as they did. His muscles ache a little more, yet he still makes toys by hand with an attention to detail. Currently, he is opening the toy store that his father built up many years ago.
Another day, another smile. Hello, my children. Did you have a good evening? Ah, Mr. Jingles, I must take you to the back and repair that small tear in your costume. I'm so sorry that the children are a little rough with you. Now, don't you worry. You'll be as good as new. Perhaps today will be the day that you find a nice new home. And you, little Sally, my finest doll. You're looking very pretty today. Oh, all of you are such treasures.
Mr. Shepherd, are you here?
Officer Pierce, so good to see you.
So, how's the world of toys?
Always the same. Happy.
I just stopped by to pick up the ones for the children's home.
I have them right here. It does my heart good to know that these toys will be going to a good home.
You've been doing this a long time, haven't you?
All my life. My father taught me. Oh, he was a good man.
Well, I'm sure the kids will love these.
And how is Mrs. Pierce?
Very well. The baby's only waking us up every 2 hours now.
When you are ready to buy your son his first wooden soldier, I hope that you will come here.
Where else will I go?
Oh my, looks like it's going to be a busy day.
Are you Joshua Shepard?
Yes, sir. What sort of toy are you looking for? Something for your own child? Or perhaps a niece or nephew?
I'm not here to purchase a toy.
Oh, well, then, yes, I am Joshua Shepard.
I'm from the Board of Commissioners. This is for you.
Officer Pierce, would you mind? My glasses are in the back.
Sure. Now, wait a minute. This is an eviction notice.
Eviction? What do you mean?
It means that you have to vacate the premises within 30 days.
I don't understand.
According to this entire block of buildings are being demolished. Why would the board want to take out this block?
They're breaking ground on a new courthouse.
What's wrong with the old courthouse?
The board felt that it was becoming obsolete.
How can a building only 7 years old be obsolete?
Please, excuse me, but is there something I can do? Someone I can talk to?
If there were any objections, they should have been made at the monthly board meeting.
Who goes to those things?
Nevertheless, if there was a
What
problem,
am I going to do?
you have 30 days to decide that.
Yes, sir. What can I do? Oh, Mr. Joshua.
I'm sorry, dear lady. Do I know you?
It's Nancy. Nancy Lawrence. Well, Nancy Wilkins now. My dad used to bring me to your shop every Saturday.
Oh, yes, little Nancy. Now let me see. You received as your first toy now don't tell me. Oh, yes, Marvelous Mavis.
That's right. I can't believe you remember that.
I always know where my children go. Tell me, do you still have her?
No, my daughter took her when she turned 5. She loves her.
That is wonderful. So why haven't I seen you at the shop?
Well, you know, between the job and trying to raise 2 boys and a girl, things get a little tight.
I completely understand. Business has not been so good lately, but I am always hopeful.
Now, what can the clerk of court do for our resident toy maker?
Oh, yes. I almost forgot. I received this today. Is there anything that I can do?
Oh my. I am so sorry, Mr. Joshua. They voted on this last week. There really isn't anything I can do. You might want to consult an attorney.
I do not have the money for such things. Well, I suppose that I will just...
Mr. Joshua? Are you okay? Do I need to call a doctor?
No, my dear. I'll be fine. Tell me, I don't really know these sort of things. Who is on the Board of Commissioners?
Now that I can help you with. Here.
Thank you.
Oh, and I will bring the kids to the shop this Saturday. I promise.
I look forward to it. Now, let's see. Yes, Mr. Jingles, you have a wonderful new suit. You understand that this is necessary. We must save the store. Now, let me just check the detonator. Yes. All the wires are hooked correctly. By this time tomorrow, Mr. Alfred Jackson, the head of the Board of Commissioners, will no longer be a problem.
Joshua places the doll into a box, checking the address. He walks down to 8th Street and leaves the package on the doorstep of Mr. Alfred Jackson. He then casually strolls back to his shop. We will casually stroll into Act 2 shortly. Joshua Shepard is a local businessman with a rather unique trade. He makes toys for children. He has been doing this since he was a child himself. Now he is looking at eviction from the building that has been his shop for over 50 years.
Mr. Joshua, it's Nancy.
Oh, Nancy. I was in the workshop. What can I do for you?
After you stopped in yesterday, I just had to come and see you. Oh my, the place hasn't changed a bit. Oh, there's Sally.
You remember? Yes, poor Sally. She's still here. I've not been able to find a home for her.
Would you perhaps be willing to let me take her home?
If you are willing to take care of her, she is yours.
How much?
For you, my best customer for so many years, take her. At least I will know that she has a good home before I...
Oh, that reminds me. Did you hear what happened to Mr. Jackson?
Who is this Mr. Jackson?
Oh, he's on the board of commissioners. Anyway, he died last night.
Oh, my. How?
Someone delivered a bomb. They say it killed him instantly.
That is a shame. So what happens to the building?
Well, I don't know. As far as the order, it's still valid.
Oh, that is distressing. Perfect, Jack. Perfect. You will do nicely. A few cranks of your key and Miss Marcia Jackson will cease to exist. My friend, Officer Pierce, how are you today?
Not so good, Joshua. Not good at all.
Oh, what is the matter?
Well, we've had 2 deaths in the last 2 days. You know our force. I walk a beat, but I'm also a detective.
What happened?
Martha Jackson was killed last night. Another bomb. Second one in 2 days.
That's terrible.
Yeah. So, listen. Did either of the victims ever come into your place?
Officer, why would people like that come into my humble establishment?
Oh, no reason. So you didn't know either one of them?
Affairs of state are not my concern. Presently my concern is what to do with all my lovely children.
I understand. Just want you to know that Frank Milken is being guarded.
Who is that?
The last of the commissioners.
Is our little toy maker also a killer? I can understand his reasoning, but to go to such extreme measures? Perhaps we will find out more when I return with Act 3. Sweet childish days that were as long as 20 days are now. So said William Wordsworth. And when that magical time of childhood goes away, what are we then left with?
Oh, my children, we have been through so much together, and here we are, the last day. They are going to build the courthouse whether I'm here or not. Hello? Who's there? Mr. Jingles, where did you come from? You must have been blown clear of the explosion. Yes, that's it. Oh, and look at you. Well, I can fix you right up, a few stitches, and you'll be as good as new.
Joshua, You in here?
I'll be right there. Now, Mr. Jingles, you be good and sit right here next to the detonator.
Thought I might stop by and give you a hand.
Oh, I appreciate that. I'm just worried about my children.
You know, that was not the only reason that I came here.
And what might the other reason be?
This is Mr. Milken.
That's Frank Milken, Mr. Shepard.
He's from the Board of Commissioners.
I just need you to sign these papers and then...
I know, and then Officer Pierce, you must take me away from my children.
Why, Joshua? Why did you kill those people? I was the investigating detective. I found parts of the toys that you used to place the explosive. I just want to know why you did it.
I thought that perhaps they would not evict me. I was wrong. 2 people died and I still have to get out.
But why toys?
My toys? Why, they are my children. I created them with my own 2 hands. I poured my blood, sweat, and tears into them. From my own 2 hands, I gave them the breath of life. They're alive to me. They're alive to other children. I suppose that you're going to arrest me.
I'm afraid I have to.
And about time, I say. This toy shop, it went out with buggy whips and radio tubes. Who would want anything like this anyway? I say good riddance.
No! You will not talk about my children that way.
You see, officer? Crazy as a bedbug. Arrest him.
I'm sorry, Officer Pierce. You've been a good and kind friend to this old man. I cannot allow you to do that.
Make it easy on yourself. I promise. I'll do everything that I can. I'll even hire a lawyer for you.
I have committed murder. I have admitted it freely to an officer of the law. There's only one thing left to do.
Hey, what is that?
That is a detonator. I spent all night last night wiring all of my children together. There's enough explosives all around this shop to level the building.
Come on, Joshua. You don't really want to do this.
I knew you were crazy, but that's just insane.
Please, Officer Pierce, take care of my children.
I promise. Now let's go.
Very well. Goodbye. I will miss each and every... Mr. Jingles, no, don't...
Nancy? Are you still awake?
I'm sorry, Alan. I just couldn't sleep. What with the toy shop blowing up and poor Joshua inside?
Don't forget that cop Pierce and Frank Milken. They were in there as well.
I know. I just wish that there was something I could have done to help Mr. Joshua.
Nancy, he killed 2 people. 4 if you include who he took with him. Now just forget it. I'm getting something from the kitchen. Want anything?
No, I just want to sit here for a little while. I'll be up in a few minutes.
Okay, but don't stay up all night.
Poor Joshua. What was that? Martha? Is that you? I thought you were in bed, honey. You can play with your toys tomorrow. Now go to bed. What is that? Mr. Jingles? How did you... Is it really you?
Nancy stares at the doll, wondering how it managed to survive the explosion. She picks it up and cradles it in her arms, singing a soft lullaby. I will have a final word when I return shortly. The author Sarah Addison Allen asked, "Don't you wish that you could take a single childhood memory and blow it up into a bubble and live inside it forever?" Ah, the imagination of a child. For some reason, it tends to get lost as we grow older. Yours won't get lost, because all you have to do is join me right here through the doorway to nightmare. Our cast included Dave Arkipov, Jonathan Rossignol, William Stafford, Annie Mick, Nick Davis, and Carter Sheriff. The script was edited by Crimson McKenzie, and the entire production was under the direction of Winslow Swan. And now, a preview of our next tale.
But it has to be there.
James, I know that you want to believe there really is an Atlantis, but no one has ever been able to find it. It's only a myth.
I'm telling you, Ernest, I have found it. I'm so sure that I've already put together an expedition.
But you've never dived in your life.
But you have. That's why I need you.
Doorway to Nightmare is brought to you in part by Swanage Press. This is your host, inviting you to return with us through the Doorway to Nightmare for another adventure into the world of your terrifying imagination. Until next time, slumber peacefully. Epilogue. The butler did it.